You are fake news.
Fake news. What do you think?
This is the Fake News Watch, your alternative news source without the alternative facts. I'm Kaylee Fagan, and this is our 10th and final episode of the series. It's a bittersweet moment for the crew and I, and we've really wanted to leave you guys with a more positive note.
Our country is in serious trouble.
War-torn countries are safer than living in our inner cities.
We don't have victories anymore. You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs.
Whoa. Guys, are we sure that was the right clip?
Our country is going to hell.
Because our country is going to hell. What the hell is going on? What the hell do you have to lose?
Yikes, yeah, that was the right clip. Okay, trust me, we will get to that positive note, but first, let's bring back some of our problematic faves. We have to have a quick talk about fearmongering. This is one of those topics that we all kind of think we know something about, but just to be safe, let's start right at the beginning. Google's dictionary tool says that fearmongering is the action of deliberately arousing public fear or alarm about a particular issue. Experts agree that fearmongering is the number one tactic adopted by fake news writers, propaganda AI, and Russian Twitter robots. And why is that? Well, according to science, fear sells. A group of researchers at the University of Illinois spent 50 years looking at different media and found that appeals to fear are effective at changing attitudes, intentions, and behaviors. In fact, presenting a fear appeal more than doubles the probability of change in the reader's behavior relative to not presenting anything or presenting a low fear appeal. They also found that fear tactics are most effective in persuading the viewer to do something once, like getting vaccinated or not, rather than a repeated task like quitting smoking or exercising. And it works most effectively on female viewers. Now, this is worrisome for two reasons. First, voting is really a one-shot kind of thing, and two, women show up to vote disproportionately more than men, so it's safe to say that fear-mongering is an effective route to change our media, our political atmosphere, and our elected officials. Now, the fake news phenomenon definitely didn't invent fear-mongering, but they have arguably mastered it more than anybody else in this century. All you have to do is look at a few of the websites that we've already talked about on this show to see what I mean. Let's start with Mike Adams. He and his natural news minions love to write the freakiest, scariest, and most threatening headlines ever, so you feel like you have to click on them just in case. For example, in just one day, their front page featured so many gems, like "The world as you know it is collapsing like a pack of cards," "Cannibalism, vaccines, and the planned destruction of the human race," and "Disney files patent for sex toys for children." Wait. Hold on. You've got my attention. Let's hear it. The article says that Disney is pushing the LGBT agenda by brainwashing your children with images of sexual deviance in their movies, and that now they're creating a humanoid toy that has a bulbous, huggable shape with two arms that purportedly will look like a friendly creature in its finalized form that children could potentially use as a sex doll. I'm sorry, but I have to take a second to respond to this. First, I can count all the non-straight Disney characters ever animated on one hand. Two, being gay is not sexual deviance, especially not in a universe where girls fall in love with buffaloes. Three, a humanoid life-size toy for kids is just a doll. What you're describing is a large doll. They've existed forever. And four, I hate to burst your bubble, but if your kid is going to hump a toy, they're going to hump any toy that you buy them. Don't be a weirdo. Some kids hump toys. It's perfectly normal. But let's move on to Occupy Democrats. These guys have mastered the art of the meme as a scare tactic, mostly in order to get you to share their content on Facebook. And it works. For example, this image of Trump's kids contrasted with some army soldiers inspires fear of class warfare, even though it presents a totally inaccurate implication about the draft being reinstated. And it's been shared by 27,000 Facebook users who I would like to remind that the military is voluntary in this country and that conservatives make up a huge majority of the people in the armed forces. So there's that. And then we return to my favorite nutcase gone viral, Alex Jones. InfoWars literally lives off of the fear of its viewers because fear is the best way to get someone to buy useless shit they don't need. Listening to 4 hours a day of messages like this.
It's an attack. It's red level. It doesn't matter now. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. Pope Francis is the new name of the devil. Hardcore super feminists that basically say all men are rapists and evil. The globalists have overrun us. This is the takedown of America you're beginning to see the beginning of.
Can very easily convince you that you need to buy a year's supply of emergency food for $1,800 or a bulletproof vest for $1,500, maybe some outdoor survival gear, which is literally just camping stuff that you could buy at any sports authority, and whatever the hell male vitality is. For the record, men out there, if you have a problem that you think would be solved with male vitality, a drug that's main ingredient is wood and has no actual benefits other than promoting your body's own natural responses, you should probably consult a doctor. But seriously, though, we have to address the real elephant in the room here. The 2016 campaign trail was full of fear-mongering. Donald Trump's whole platform was reliant on claims that the country is spiraling into economic despair, civil war, and invasion from terrorists living off of your social welfare. And Hillary Clinton's strongest campaign strategy was making people scared of Donald Trump.
He said, well, if we have them, why don't we use them, which I think is terrifying. And that's why 10 people who have had that awesome responsibility have come out and in an unprecedented way said they would not trust Donald Trump with the nuclear codes or to have his finger on the nuclear button.
So really, no one is innocent here. But the fact of the matter is that scare tactics are a cheap and lowbrow way to get clicks, shares, money, and votes, especially right now, because despite everything the fake news and politicians want you to believe, the world is safer, more peaceful, and more democratic than it has ever been. Ever. Slate gathered and analyzed data from dozens of studies in countries that showed that homicide, war, rape, and violence against children are all more rare than at any other time in recorded history, and that there is more democracy and fewer dictatorships right now than have ever existed before. And that is something to celebrate. And you know what? It's the last episode, so let's celebrate it right. You made it to the end. You did it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you learned anything about how to battle the fake news phenomenon, I implore you to share this series with your friends and family and your ignorant ass Aunt Carol. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to seek the truth and share it.